Some area pharmacists say some people aren't coming in for their second COVID-19 vaccine dose, leading to wasted vaccines.
The CDC has new guidance on wearing masks. I'm Natalie Brand at the White House with what's changing for fully vaccinated Americans.
Authorities in Oklahoma look into a new lead in the search for two girls missing since 1999.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
There's a possibility for strong storms tonight and tomorrow morning. This is KOAM News at 5. Go now to Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Hey, Dow. Yeah, we've been warm. We've been windy over the past couple days. A lot of clouds, and we're starting to get a few light little showers, which have been popping up on the Kansas side over the past hour or so. But the bigger thunderstorms, they're still kind of waiting in the wings back toward the south and to the west. I do think these will kind of expand a little bit, so maybe a few thunder showers as we work through the evening hours, but it's later on tonight. These thunderstorms down through Oklahoma, as these start to push in our direction, some of those could be a little bit on the stronger side or maybe even low grade severe. I'm not overly concerned about it by any means, but we are going to get some thunderstorms in here as we go through the overnight hours. Here's 8 p.m. You can see the scattered showers, but thunderstorms starting to build back to our south and to our west. So by 10, 11 o'clock, some stronger storms will try to work in, especially in our southern counties, even some heavy amounts of rain. So we'll get this batch that rolls through, then another batch will start to roll in as we go into the morning hours for us tomorrow. So of course, we're going to break down this entire storm system with you here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thanks, Doug. Some local health providers are feeling frustrated as they have to waste COVID-19 vaccines. Prater's Pharmacy says they're starting to waste vaccines for a number of reasons. In some cases, people aren't showing up for their second dose. They're also experiencing no-call, no-shows for first doses as well.
Missed appointments affect all of us, not just the pharmacies. It affects the hospitals and other providers that are vaccinating because these vials do not have preservative in them. So if there's 10 doses in a vial, we need to make sure we have 10 people lined up because it's got to be used within 12 hours of opening.
Tonight at 6, we're going to hear more from Prater about what they're seeing and what local health departments are experiencing as well. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly says it's a step toward a return to normalcy. The governor today signed an executive order that gives licensing agencies the flexibility to start reimposing license renewal deadlines and fees. That takes effect on May 28th. Now, last year, Governor Kelly put a temporary hold on those deadlines because of the pandemic, but the governor says now that people are getting vaccinated, state agencies should be able to safely reimpose deadlines. President Biden today addressed updated guidance for fully vaccinated Americans, which includes being able to go maskless for some outdoor activities. The latest CDC numbers show that more than 95 million Americans are fully vaccinated. Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
Thank you.
President Biden did not put on his mask for a walk back to the White House after coming outside to discuss the new CDC guidance for fully vaccinated Americans.
Starting today, if you're fully vaccinated and you're outdoors, you need, and not in a big crowd, you no longer need to wear a mask.
According to the new recommendations, fully vaccinated people can now take off masks while exercising outdoors, attending small outdoor gatherings with people who are vaccinated and unvaccinated, and dining at outdoor restaurants with friends from multiple households.
Go get the shot. It's never been easier.
The CDC is still recommending people wear masks when indoors or at an outdoor setting that requires masks. Also at crowded outdoor events such as concerts and at small indoor gatherings where unvaccinated people are present.
There's almost a 20-fold increased risk of transmission in the indoor setting and the outdoor setting.
With this new guidance, the CDC compares the safety of resuming regular activities for fully vaccinated Americans versus unvaccinated, hoping it will convince more people to roll up their sleeves.
Is the administration tracking unused doses?
Certainly we are. Our COVID team is. We're doing everything possible to ensure doses are used.
According to the CDC, the majority of states and territories have given more than 80% of their first doses. 7 states are behind, administering less than 70% of their first doses. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
President Biden says he'll lay out additional steps to continue the fight against the pandemic next week in order to get the U.S. closer to normal by his July 4th target date. Authorities in Oklahoma today dug up a root cellar at a home in Pitcher as they searched for the remains of Ashley Freeman and Laura Bible, who've been missing for more than 20 years. Investigators believe the teenage girls were kidnapped and murdered, but their bodies have never been found. The home used to belong to David Pennington, one of 3 suspects in the case. Pennington has since died. Pennington allegedly threatened to beat his ex-wife and stepdaughter if they looked in the cellar, which led authorities to want to investigate it.
You know, it's always that maybe this will be it. You know, we'll find them and able to close that chapter. Maybe not know what all exactly transpired at the time when they had the girls and what they did to them and stuff.
So far, authorities have not found anything at that site. Now, last year, a judge sentenced Ronnie Busick to 10 years in prison with 5 years of probation after Busick pled guilty to accessory to murder for the girls' disappearance, as well as the deaths of Danny and Kathy Freeman. The FBI has opened a federal civil rights investigation into the death of a man shot and killed by sheriff's deputies in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Lawyers for the family of Andrew Brown Jr. say results of an independent autopsy show he was shot 5 times, 4 times in the arm, once in the back of the head, as he tried to drive away from deputies serving a warrant. The death has sparked protests, though the Sheriff's Department is urging patience while state investigators look into the case. The recently released data from the 2020 census shows a potential shift in power in Congress. California, New York, Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and West Virginia are all losing one of their seats in the House of Representatives. On the flip side, North Carolina, Florida, Oregon, Montana, and Colorado are each picking up 1 seat. Texas is picking up 2. A little bit later, some added privacy protections.
iPhone owners have a new option for data privacy. I'm Nancy Chen, and I'll tell you how the change is disrupting the advertising industry.
And next in Health Watch, a new type of robot is helping people rehab after traumatic brain and spinal cord injuries. New estimates on miscarriages were published in the Lancet Medical Journal. Among the findings, about 23 million pregnancies worldwide end in miscarriage every year. That's 15% of all pregnancies, or 44 each minute. The researchers say miscarriage is common. 1 in 10 women will have a miscarriage in her lifetime. The researchers pushed for a new system to make sure miscarriages are better recognized by healthcare practitioners and women are given the physical and mental health support they need. A new study suggests people who work outside a regular 9-to-5 schedule are at a greater risk for catching COVID-19. British researchers believe odd work hours impact the circadian clock, weakening the body's immune system. They found shift workers are nearly 2.5 times more likely to test positive for the coronavirus. Almost 800,000 people suffer a stroke each year. More than 250,000 people are living with a spinal cord injury. Almost as many people will be diagnosed with a traumatic brain injury in 2021. What do all of these people have in common? Well, most of them will end up in rehab to help get their lives back to normal. Now a new type of robot is helping people get up on their feet and walking again. 28-year-old Joshua Naya was a powerhouse on the dance floor, and he kept dancing until a stroke swept him off his feet.
My left side pretty much felt like it was sinking into the floor, and then I realized I couldn't move it at all.
Fast forward 6 weeks and Josh is walking. This is what got Joshua moving, the longest zero-G gait and balance system in the country. Therapists use this track to help patients who've suffered everything from spinal cord injuries to bone fractures regain mobility and learn to walk again.
It's a robot that stays above you and then has a tethered line that goes down to a harness.
Go ahead and stand up.
Patients can learn how to stand, move, walk, and climb stairs, all without fear of falling.
It allows safety really for the therapist and the patient.
They put like 7 straps on me. I feel pretty safe. And then they got me walking and it was awesome.
Therapists believe Z-Track helps people recover faster and gets them home several weeks sooner.
I've been working in physical therapy well over 25 years, and it's the best piece of equipment I've ever worked with, hands down.
It also gave Joshua the boost of confidence he needed.
I was like, okay, you know what? I can recover.
And get back out busting some moves. Rehab is changing. State-of-the-art technologies like this one are incorporating physical therapy into activities such as cooking and playing sports. New research shows by improving rehab techniques, outcomes for spinal cord and head injury patients are improving, allowing many to leave the hospital by walking out the door and not in a wheelchair. Vitamin D supplements could help lower the risk of heart disease for people with dark skin. New research now links vitamin D deficiencies seen in many Black Americans to high rates of heart disease. Melanin, which is more concentrated in darker skin, inhibits the body from making vitamin D through sun exposure, and adequate vitamin D is needed for blood vessels to function properly. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, the IRS explains why millions of Americans are still waiting for their tax returns.
Plus, showers and thunderstorms increasing for us tonight. I'm going to have those details coming up next. Well, another warm and windy day for us today, but we are starting to see some showers and thunderstorms developing, and that's going to be the trend tonight, tomorrow, also tomorrow night. So that's why at least our southern counties are under a flash flood watch as we go through the next couple days. That's where the heaviest of the rain looks like it's going to be setting up. So that's why the flash flood watch is only in our southern counties. And but I do think everybody's going to have quite a bit of rain across the region. Temps are warm again. Most of us are sitting into lower 70s. We did go into the upper 70s for highs during the afternoon, and the winds are still fairly strong. Not quite as bad as yesterday, but they're up there. We have south winds at about 15 to 20 miles per hour, and we still have been getting gusts kind of in that 30 upwards to 40 mile per hour range. It's going to stay fairly windy as we go through tonight and then even into tomorrow, but they are going to decrease just a little bit. Cloudy skies right now, currently sitting at 72, south winds at 14, humidity is at 76%. Through the evening hours, we'll slide back through the 70s, eventually into the mid 60s later on tonight, but we are going to see those showers and thunderstorms increasing over the next few hours. As of right now, we just have some light little showers popping up, mainly in southeastern Kansas, but these may increase a little bit through the evening hours, so we may get some thunder showers out of this little batch over the next couple hours. But our bigger storms are kind of waiting in the wings back across central parts of Oklahoma, where you can see the severe thunderstorm watches in effect across Oklahoma and parts of Texas. So this is going to expand and increase in coverage, also intensity, and then kind of head toward us as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. But this whole storm system, pretty big system, still covers a good chunk of the Central Plains, but the main wave way back toward the west. So until it passes through, we're going to see these chances for showers and thunderstorms over the next couple days. Let's go through time. 8 p.m., scattered showers, maybe a random thunderstorm, and then kind of a bigger complex kind of works in 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Some of these storms within this batch could be stronger. I don't think we're going to see much severe weather. We can't rule it out. But some of these are going to be stronger, so that means maybe some small hail and some gusty winds. Heavy amounts of rain, this works through, so by 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, a little bit of a break, and then I think we'll start to see showers and thunderstorms increasing again as we go through tomorrow morning. So we'll have bands of showers and thunderstorms during the morning hours, and then again some more popping up in the afternoon. If we have any severe weather tomorrow, I think it's going to stay mainly in our southern counties, but something we still want to keep our eyes on. So I don't think this system is going to be a big severe weather maker, but it is going to produce quite a bit of rain. A lot of us are going to pick up 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 inches of rain, especially in our southern counties, and that's why the flash flood watch is mainly along and south of Interstate 44. So this is kind of what we're looking for over the next couple days. 71 tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms. 68, some morning showers on Thursday. Friday looks good. Saturday looks good. I do think we're going to get some severe weather late Sunday into Monday, so we're going to watch that as well.
I know you and the weather team will let us know.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up, some changes to Apple's privacy protections are affecting advertising. First, though, we honor a local World War II veteran, Elizabeth Brown, served in the U.S. Army from 1943 to 45. The La Harpe, Kansas native was stationed at a base in Dayton, Ohio, and we salute Private First Class Elizabeth Brown, a four-state hero. A lot of Americans are still waiting for their tax returns. That's because the IRS is holding 29 million tax returns for manual processing, according to the National Taxpayer Advocate. The independent division of the agency says there's a backlog of unprocessed 2019 paper tax returns because the IRS closed its offices during the pandemic. As President Biden gears up to mark 100 days in office, Wall Street is marking its own milestones. Since Mr. Biden took office, the market has logged the best gains since the 1950s amid massive stimulus and economic recovery efforts. The S&P 500, which is the broadest benchmark of U.S. stocks, has jumped more than 24% since Election Day. United Airlines is banking on a busy summer travel season. Starting in June, United will restart 16 flight routes and add more than 480 daily U.S. flights, plus 9 new routes. This would be the airline's largest flight schedule since before the pandemic started. It's no secret the apps we use to track our online habits and build a profile that's used to send us targeted advertisements, but that's changing for people who own an Apple device. Reporter Nancy Chen explains.
iPhone and iPad owners are seeing something new when they open an app on their device.
It's the new App Tracking Transparency Prompt. It's a feature that gives you a choice on how apps use and share your data.
Apps can track online behavior, including shopping habits, location, age, and even medical info. That data is being used to target us with specific ads. Apple's latest software update forces companies to ask for permission.
It's expected most users won't grant that permission, which could lead to big changes in online advertising.
Some are even calling this the adpocalypse.
CBS News tech reporter Dan Patterson says app developers and ad companies stand to lose billions of dollars.
Because they'll simply no longer be able to build businesses around selling targeted ads.
Facebook is one of the apps fighting against the Apple change. Earlier this year, the social network took out ads, arguing it will limit how small businesses reach customers. But tech experts say even with the new permission privacy setting, apps will still be able to gain some insight about users.
This allows you to still help advertisers make your messages relevant without telling them what you're doing Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m.
Alan Adamson is co-founder of the marketing firm Metaforce and says advertisers will adapt.
There'll be some new technology, it will change things, but it's not going to disable the marketplace at all.
Google is reportedly looking into anti-tracking software for Android devices, possibly giving its users the option 1 billion iPhone owners now have. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
A final check of the forecast next. The CBS Evening News is next, then on KOAM News at 6. We're going to hear more from area vaccine providers who've had to throw away COVID-19 vaccines because of missed appointments. Plus, a Coffeyville, Kansas man is charged for a shooting outside of a nightclub in Springfield, Missouri. And a Missouri committee endorses a proposed increase to the state's gasoline tax. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Here comes the rain, Doug Heddy.
Yeah, we have some light showers out there right now, and even a few light little thunder showers, which will continue to pick up over the next couple hours, and then a bigger batch of showers and thunderstorms moving in mainly after 9 p.m. Some of those could be on the stronger side. I don't expect that we're going to get much in the way of severe weather, but still something we'll keep our eyes on. Periods of showers and thunderstorms tonight, tomorrow night, even a few leftover showers on Thursday.
Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. Of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's take care of ourselves and each other.